Hey there, welcome to 2022. Welcome back, people, and a huge welcome to my Thrival tribe. If you haven't met me before, my name is Lexi Tommy, and this is my Thrival guide. Every Thursday, I sit down and I talk to you about how to get your life together. It's a fun little channel on adulting, and it's going to help everything in your day-to-day go much smoother. So stay tuned today and subscribe below so I can keep coming back at ya every Thursday. So how are you? How was Christmas for you? I hope it was wonderful. But if it wasn't, remember, you have a whole year to find new family and friends. That's why I love January so much. It screams fresh start. And what could be better than saying fresh start, than purging all the old, all the unused, all the broken and damaged and stained items in your home during our January Minimalist Challenge. You're gonna wanna stay tuned because I'm going to guarantee you this process, this challenge will be an absolute life changer for you. If you've thought about minimalism before, this is a fast track to start the process. It starts helping you to change your brain. It keeps you motivated. I would pull up another friend or two to do it with you. You are gonna love the process, and the end result is unreal. I am sending you this video early. You know why? I'm sending you this video early this week because I want you to partake in every second of the Minimalist Challenge. What is a Minimalist Challenge? I'm gonna let you know that now. The Minimalist Challenge is a sincere challenge that we as a family do every single year. Our family does it every January, and I have incorporated friends and family members that do it along with me. We get rid of 496 items. That's right, nearly 500 items that we clear out of our home over the course of this month. I have done this challenge for the past 7 years now. That means over the Januaries, I've gotten rid of 3,500 items just from this challenge alone. And it's not that hard. It's things that my kids have outgrown. It's things that I have outgrown. It's things that I don't care for anymore. There are things that are damaged. There's things that are stained. There's things that I don't use or need. They're extras. They're duplicates. They're old products that should have been disposed of already, that have been like separated. They're things that we no longer have use for and can move on so that they can get use in someone else's home. So let's lay down the rules of this challenge-a-rooney. It's pretty simple, really. On day 1, you get rid of 1 item. On day 2, January 2nd, you get rid of 2 items. On January 3rd, you get rid of 3 items. On January 31st, you get rid of 31 items. The total adds up to 496 items over the course of January. And I'm telling you, although it seems a little daunting, at the end of the month, you are going to feel the weight of those items lifted from your spirit. Your house will feel different. It'll be easier to organize. It'll be easier to find things and function in. It's going to be amazing. Deciding what to purge may actually take some understanding of why we struggle to get rid of items in the first place. Here's one thing that I commonly come across. It was a gift. And because it's a gift, you feel obligated to keep it because it was a gift from somebody and you wouldn't want to offend the person. What if they came over and they didn't see it? Well, girl, it's been in your storage room for like 8 years. Are they seeing it? Are you pulling it out when they come over? It's time to move it on because I'm going to tell you that when the person gave you the gift, they didn't want you to be burdened by it. And if they knew that that item was causing stress and clutter and burden in your life, they would tell you to move it on too. Once somebody gives a gift, They give up ownership of that item to you. You get to choose what to do with it from there. Now, I do want to let you know that there is a difference in the gift. There are different intentions for a gift depending on the item. And the difference is something like moving on a pair of Christmas fuzzy socks as opposed to moving on a cherished family heirloom that you could actually give to another family member that wants that item. So be responsible about it. Understand that there might be emotions around the heirloom, but there's definitely not emotions around the fuzzy socks. And I know you're keeping the fuzzy socks because they were a gift too. If there are some things that you are keeping around because they're memories of other people, try to remember that the memories are not actually in the object. Those memories are in your head and heart. And try to limit the amount of things that you save just based on one person. So for my grandmother, for example, I don't need to keep 8 tea sets. I don't need to keep a full set of china. I have 1 teacup from my great-grandmother. I have another teacup from my grandmother. And I've already communicated from my other grandmother to please leave me 1 teacup so that I can have my lady cupboard in my kitchen that holds all of the teacups from all the women who came before me. Minimalism is about de-stressing, decluttering, clearing out, refreshing, and cleansing your home. It's a process. It's not something that happens instantly. So just take it one step at a time. That's what's so beautiful about this challenge. On day 1, the first day that you start it, you only have to find 1 item in your home. Please remember that recycling and garbage do not count. However, if you have 30 pens and 15 of them are kind of spotty working on and off, you can get rid of those and those will count as items. Another reason I've come across when people are trying to declutter or go through the minimal challenge is waiting to find a good home for something. Like they like the item, they know they need to move it on, it's not really for them, but they want to find a good home for it. That can be a trap because if you're trying to find a good home for every object, you're going to never become a minimized home. Like it will never happen. You may drown in clutter, it's possible. So instead, come to the conclusion of what reality is. There are so many charitable organizations that are worthy of that item. There are women who need professional clothing so that they can go to job interviews, and your hand-me-downs will make a big impact in their life. So if your daughter doesn't want to take them because it doesn't meet her style, you can move them on to a charity that could really boost a woman's ability to get a job and look professional and feel good about herself in that time. Others struggle to get rid of things because they're scared they're going to lose the memory from it. So that's one of those things like souvenirs from vacations and things like that. You can take a picture of it and I promise you it's going to have the same effect, because if you're wanting to reminisce about that vacation, are you going to pull out that souvenir? Or are you going to go to your pictures from that trip? Take a picture of that souvenir, pop it into the same album, and move the souvenir on. And I've mentioned before about the rationality of, I have spent a lot of money on this item. And that may be the case. You may have spent a ton of money on, say, a fancy coffee maker that you never use. But I'm going to tell you that your mind will think of that every time you pass that coffee maker and do not use it. So if you pass it by and use the inexpensive coffee maker and make a full pot instead of the fancy latte maker that you bought, you are going to think about that every single time you do that. And the guilt from that, understanding that you spent all that money on that item that you don't use, is going to be reoccurring. So instead, sell it on a buy and sell site, recoup some of that money, and move on. Just because you spent a lot of money on it doesn't mean it serves purpose in your life other than to provide stress and clutter, and remembering that you spent that money in the first place. Here's a really good one for me. There was a period of time where I was striving towards minimalism, and in my efforts, I was also faced with the other thoughts going through my head of stockpiling. And I don't mean like stockpiling on clothes, but stockpiling for things like, I don't know, the apocalypse, right? So having 50 cans of soup and having all of those things. There is a part of me that fights minimalism, and that part is a prepper part, and that part is a planner part. And sometimes when I was going through the minimalist challenge, I struggled to get rid of items that I thought I needed just in case. Like, what if I needed it, right? So I think it's really important that when you're going through, you ask yourself and really analyze, what is it I actually need? And if you have questions about an item and you choose to keep it, I'm going to tell you, take a bunch of colored stickers, put a sticker on it. And if by the next minimalist challenge, the following January, you still have not used it, that's your decision. A big thing that came up too was going through totes that maybe you had in the storage room or in a garage or wherever, top of your closet, and pulling them down and rediscovering love for an item that you've never seen in the past many years. That happens to everyone, I think, and I think you need to learn how to deal with that specifically. I found that there were totes that I hadn't gone through since our wedding. And yeah, there were some things that I did keep from that, like my wedding planning book. I wanted to keep that. I had some memories that I wanted to save in there, and it was special to me. So I decided to keep that. But the 50 boxes of like wine glasses when I don't drink wine, they can probably go. If I haven't used it to date to entertain 50 guests, serving them all wine in lovely glasses, I'm probably not going to anytime soon. But let's say you find an item and you really do love it, and the whole Marie Kondo does it spark joy is a yes. The next things you can ask yourself is, would I buy it again? If I was faced with the decision and this item was in a store, would I spend money on it again? Was it joyful enough for the item to make it front and center in my home to date? I'm going to tell you, if you forgot about it until now, you likely don't need it at all. So how do we start? I like to decide an area to work with first. It helps to zone out an area every single day. Maybe it's a drawer, maybe it's a closet, maybe it's a couple of drawers or a cupboard. Maybe I'm tackling the kitchen one week and tackling the living areas the next. And it's funny because sometimes you open up one drawer and you take out 21 items. There's 21 items you decide to get rid of out of that one drawer. And you're like, I am producing some serious steam because 21 items would bring you from day 1 to day 6 like that. Next, start small. This is the beauty about the minimalist challenge. There are automatic limits. Day 1, get rid of 1 item. Day 2, get rid of 2 items, and so on. It's an awesome way to start the purge and have a wonderful time doing it. Then you're going to want to have a decluttering plan, and you're going to want to have a sorting system. Garbage, recycling, donation, and giveaway. You're going to want to make sure you don't burn yourself out, so go ahead and set a timer for 15 to 20 minutes every day. Get ahead if you can. Do you have a Friday off? Do you have some time on the weekend? Go through a complete closet and see if you can get ahead on some of the days in the week so that if you run out of time, you can pull from the pile. Keep the motivation going by having a reward at the end. Did you complete your 20 minutes of decluttering? Did you purge items? Maybe when you're done, you have a hot bath. It's a great way to engage in the task while having an enjoyable thing at the end. You're getting in the routine of 15 to 20 minutes of decluttering and purging in your home towards this minimalist challenge for the month of January. but get into that routine. And I'm gonna tell you, 15 to 20 minutes of cleaning, organizing, sorting, and removing items from your home every day will produce a clean, happy, clear-minded, and organized home. If this video helped you, let me know in the comments below. I'm so excited to see you engage in this minimalist challenge. Hit me up in the description box below. Let me know how it's going. I can't wait to hear from you. Click on our Pinterest page and let's get this party started. Welcome, Thrivers, to my Thrival tribe. We'll see you soon.